Good evening, everybody. Welcome into the stream. Welcome back to some D&D. It's been a little bit. I canceled last week because I ended up not feeling very well, so I apologize for that. Or not last week, 2 weeks ago. But we're back, and we're gonna get running tonight. Run a little bit behind, and it's not gonna be a super long session tonight. I think we're gonna just kind of transition into the next portion of the story here and do a little bit of RP and some city exploration and that kind of stuff. So, and without any further ado and me moving around like an idiot here, we'll have Adrian go ahead and give his recap from the previous session, and we'll kind of go from there.
Sour candy, not best idea before recap. Give me a second. Okay. So,
I think he's a professional or something.
No, not anymore. We defeated Mishbala, almost anticlimactically. Murray and Sahiri put the undead to final rest while we talk about the bigger problems. Sahiri suggests to Adrian that he try to contact Mistress somehow. And so while we wait for the Druid Grove to come and help us transport all of this loot, Adrian decides to try just that. Now he tries this by attempting to suspend the casting of Catapult between, like, cast it on the same object in two directions, opposing each other, to hold it in place so that it didn't stop casting in an effort to get closer to the feeling that he gets before a wild magic surge. Or whenever Mister's around, for that matter. Adrian saw some flashes of, like, eyes in the dark, Vajra and Daggerford, and a strange city with all types of humanoids mingling, and finally a masked woman. So after all of this, poorly explained by Adrian as usual, we call Vajra, and she says that they have a visitor from the city of Doors, whatever that means. And it seems that they have work for us to do, which, par for the course, I guess. The Grove winds up helping us move all of the loot that we don't have on us back to the Grove. We rest up, and Adrian, in a fit of impatience and newfound spell, just casts teleport, and we all go back. We're done. We talk with Vajra and Laryl Silverhand. Apparently a tout came to visit the leaders of Waterdeep, someone named Bigsby Featherfoot, who should be returning soon to talk to us. We don't know what a tout is yet, or who Bigsby is yet, but you people at home probably do. Some of you might.
Well, they'll know what a tout is. I don't know who Bigsby is.
Touts are a big deal. No doubt about it.
All right. Can you roll damage on him, please?
Emotional damage? I got it. Hang on a second. I actually have
No, I have to take that damage. I wanted him to roll psychic damage on you.
I can face step and damage him. That'll be fine. I'm definitely not a different type of Eladrin now. That's not a thing.
Oh, here we go. And it is psychic.
Oh my god, you did roll emotional damage.
Why do you have that button?
Why not?
I got bored.
Fair.
You can make custom attacks and spells.
You
I
can.
know,
actually. It's a plus 11 to hit. So
That's how all my different wild magic surges work now that I have the new cloak.
Oh my god. All right.
It's fun.
Anyway,
Reset on long rest, right?
if it doesn't say it, it doesn't reset a long rest.
Uh-oh.
The buildup of wild magic is quite unpredictable.
Is emotional damage on a long rest cooldown?
It depends
Got
on
news,
the source. All right.
What's your AC, Jin? I bet I beat it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mess with the bull, you get the horns.
Oh my god. Anyway.
All right, I'm done. For now.
You guys have arrived back. You have filled in Vajra with the information that you guys have been able to provide. Vajra and Laryl Silverhand, who has finally appeared healthy and alive.
Didn't we also hand them a bag of holding full of an obscene amount of money? I'm missing a bag of holding, so I assume so.
You gave it to Narian's family.
I gave them a bunch of money, but then everything we had left after all of that, I was like, here you go, fix Waterdeep. But, you know, nicer than that.
Okay.
So, you all decide that it's, you know, with Bigsby not returning until tomorrow, you decide to relax as best you can. You know that the leaders of Baldur's Gate and Silvery Moon and Neverwinter have all been contacted to lend their aid in the coming battle that will probably be to take back Waterdeep. But
You know what? In my downtime, I'm going to play with the Gem of Seeing. I'm just kind of attuned to the Gem of Seeing.
okay,
I just want to play with it. I just want to see what it does. I have to unattune to stuff first, though. Hang on.
I mean it takes an hour to attune.
Yeah, I know. I'm just not doing anything specific with it. It's just, hey, what's this?
Fair. Okay. So eventually you guys, you know, what are you guys doing in this downtime before there'll be a meal or some sort that'll be prepared for the evening?
Dictating chapters.
Gosh, if only we'd had like a month to think about this.
Dictating chapters to my magic pen. Just writing about our adventures some more.
Okay.
Well, I will point out something that we didn't get to last time. Narian does look a little bit different last long rest. Her hair is a little more of a fiery red, and her eyes have kind of an orange glow to them, and her skin is slightly more tan. So,
Narian, why do you look spicy? I don't know a better word for this.
Actually, that's kind of what I was thinking, too. I feel
Right?
like if I licked her, I'd burn my tongue. Right?
That's not
Or it would taste terrible. I don't know, one of the two.
appropriate. I don't know how else to combat that statement, so we're gonna stick with that.
I spoke to Illustra.
Okay.
And I just felt different. I got so angry the other day. We just need to focus that on not Bob or whatever you're calling him, Adrian.
Mm-hmm. Not Bob. That's his official name.
Not Bob.
Um,
Names have power, and his real name can go fuck itself.
See? Murray gets it. I hate saying that. Do forgive me. I don't entirely understand how... I think you said you're an Eladrin, right? One of the many times that I've poked and prodded and needled you for little tidbits of information. I don't know how that works. What do you mean? Please explain. Treat me as a child.
When, as a creature of the Fae, when our emotions, or it depends, when your emotions change. Sometimes we change. Other Eladrin change with the seasons. In the summer, I don't know much more than that. Since I didn't really get to grow up in the Fae, Adrin.
I mean, me either, but, you know. What does it do? Other than give you a... I mean, honestly, kind of a glow up. This is a good look. You look like you could really mess somebody up. I'm just hoping it's not me.
I'm not different. I just look different, I guess.
Huh. Neat. And normally this is a thing that happens at the change of seasons, you said.
And hasn't really happened to me.
Okay.
I don't really change with the seasons, but I've heard of other Eladrin who do.
Intriguing. And you just felt very angry, and I think you said you wanted to channel it effectively, right?
You can question me more when we have but yes, that's the gist of it.
Well, Nary and I got news for you. We finally have something that is called a day off. It's a very rarely heard of thing in our group, but it means
It's
that
a
we have a
weekend.
whole lot of time for me to annoy you today. Although, with the look on your face, I'm suddenly thinking that may not be a good idea.
Do you all want to be
I'm
animals and
imagining-
terrorize people?
She looks a little bit more upset than you do. Yeah.
Who wants to
I
be a
wouldn't say
bunch of
upset,
cats?
Just,
You
What?
do. Coco does.
Yeah.
I want to be a bunch of cats.
How does one person become a You know what? I'm not gonna ask. I'll ask Coco later.
Coco wants to be more than one cat.
Yes. And
That is definitely how Coco interpreted it.
similarly intriguing. My dad said he could do something like that, but it was bugs.
Adrian, you had your talk with Mystra, and now you are able to teleport us all.
Oh no, that wasn't... I wanted to say Mystra didn't do that, but if Mystra is the goddess of magic and I'm basically magical incarnate, yeah, I guess she did. I don't think I ever escaped nepotism. Shut up, you. Yeah, no, I guess that's a good point. I got impatient, and I was like, we need to be there nowish. And so I tried a thing, and it worked, and we got here then-ish, but I digress.
It's still quiet outside. I mean, you still hear the minglings and the general rumble of people milling about. It's almost like the sounds of Waterdeep have definitely migrated down to Daggerford, which is normally a small, quiet little town. I mean, it's a larger town, but more of a hamlet than definitely a city of any kind. But you can hear the bustle of people, the merchants outside selling whatever wares they've managed to procure or hold on to as they left.
I hear my favorite food cart out there, so I'll be back in somewhere around an hour. I think. We'll find out. Do, 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 do.
Okay, now that he's gone, who wants to be cats? No. Narian, you want to be a cat?
Just Narian does not seem enthused
No.
by that.
It's fun.
All right. Well, I mean, it saves me a lot of effort and a lot of material. What color cat? Tabby, that works for me too. How about a calico? You know what? Screw it. A big poofy calico. Polymorph. Boop.
And the form of Coco
Murderburb is now a cat.
blinks out of existence and into this form, and in its inner place is this very fluffy calico cat.
I, as a player, have a very
Cat
important
promptly
question.
dives out the nearest window and goes exploring the rooftops.
That answers my very important question. I will resume muting.
Yeah. Well, I hope she's relatively close to ground level or not jumping in about an hour.
And suddenly you have
I
the
have boots of
realization
flying.
when she returns back to form, she has boots of flying and can just take off at will.
Yeah, that's true. Murderbird can fly.
But you also didn't tell her it only lasts for an hour, so there's that too.
Well,
I do know that it only lasts for an hour because I have previously been a cat. It
Oh,
was a long
right.
time
When we were in
ago.
the Fae,
we were in the
yeah.
we were in the
That's right.
Fae, and I became a cat, and I tore. And that time, I confined myself to the room, which was very nice. And this time, no, I am going to explore the city.
And you
Yeah.
I'm
find
no longer a cat.
you find the city itself is, again, it's not the size of what you'd expect. It's at least from descriptions, more people give it a little bit more size than what you actually are looking at right now. It's I have a map and I was going to bring that up and now I'm going to do it. All right. I thought I had one. Anyway, it's basically you have the keep at the northern end, which is considerably smaller than that of Waterdeep. And then rows of houses kind of circling the center marketplace. It's cozy. It would probably just fine as a normal town outside of Waterdeep, but here it's now overfull with people. Outside the gates, you see a large conglomeration of people just milling about. It's
Milling about, as in normal people
Yeah.
going about their stuff, or is it
Yeah.
like a crowd of people milling about?
no, it's
Because there's milling about and milling about.
it's the normal traffic that you were seeing in Waterdeep, but it's now expanded out of Daggerford. So the city is literally bursting with people. You see, and from the rooftops, you can see the lines and rows of tents along the high road of people. You see, even some people are setting off in the fields or building smaller little wooden cabins and cutting out some of the forest to try and find and make spots of for homes. This is definitely not the town you guys have been in before any longer.
I don't know. What do you guys think? You want to go and get drunk? You want to go pick a fight? You want to go find sick people and not make them sick and help the poor and the needy and the sad? Seems like a waste of all. Yeah.
Comforting people is important.
No, I mean it is. It's just.
Especially in this time of uncertainty.
Were you wanting to fight, Murray?
I don't know. I could punch somebody, but different reasons. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Ooh, unless there's a fighting league, I feel bad for them. That'd be unfair. Now that I got this fancy hat, I gotta be responsible. You know what? Let's go to the place that smells the worst. That's probably where all the sick people are. Let's go do something. Yeah, let's find the slums. Should someone tell? Nah, Agent will be fine. He'll find us.
Or we could go to that where all the refugees are hanging out?
Yeah, you look around. There's not really anything you'd really call slums.
Just people with not a lot anymore, just making the best of a bad situation kind of thing.
Yeah, it's it's nowhere near the full force of Waterdeep. That some people went north towards Neverwinter. Some people went towards Silver Moon. Others went south towards past Daggerford towards Baldur's Gate.
Mm-hmm. I snagged somebody as we're walking by. Hey, is there a house of healing set up here or something that might need a hand?
There's a healer's tent down the ways, I believe. I believe there's even more than one.
Oh, okay. Hey, cheers, bud. You have a good day. Head in that direction. Look for a medical tent.
So you press further on, and you see a larger tent with almost multiple wings to it, and you see emblazoned on a banner outside the symbol of Lathander.
Okay. Pardon me. Is there a medical professional on duty here?
You see a middle-aged human male wearing robes of Lathander come to greet you. Yes, hello, can I help you?
Hi, I'm Murray. I would like to offer a hand. If actually, I think this is also Sihiri, sorry, and Narian. How rude of me. We're all healers in our own right, and we'd like to lend a hand if we can.
I mean, I think we've gotten most of the rush down since the trek down here, but I mean, you could certainly help clean up some of the old rags and clean up around here, but I think everybody's under control for the most part.
Not to be blunt, but what about the dead? Do you need assistance in dealing with those who passed on the journey?
We haven't really had a good spot to deal with that. About 500 feet behind is kind of some roughshod burial grounds.
Well, if you would not mind, I would like to go and assist in making that as proper a resting place as we can.
Of course, by all means.
Yeah, I'll catch up with you later, Sahiri. I'm gonna help here picking up, do some duty nurse shifts. Been a while.
I'll go with Sahiri.
Okay.
Take off my breastplate, put it in a corner. All right, Doc. Gross. And just start cleaning it up.
So Murray gets to work helping out in the healer's tent. Sahiri and Narian, you walk further back out, and you get to about 350 feet, 400 feet away, and you can see very clearly that it's more of a mass grave than a actual fair burial. Many people were wounded as they were carted out of the city. Some died from whatever injuries happened during travel, but there was no contingency of dealing with the bodies effectively.
Well, I will do my best to put some sort of system in place for those that come after and attempt to make sure the people who have already come before are at peace. Including digging additional graves for people.
Yeah, I'll go for any of the stuff that requires a stronger hand.
Okay, so you all start making individual graves for people, and you see, as you start progressing, it's hard, very hard work. The sun is bright and beating down on you, even though I believe it's about fall. It's still the days are still somewhat warm. The sun still shines quite brightly, but you notice some people from the caravans and from the tents have come out and started helping as well. You realize that there's still hope for people. Not that you've necessarily felt otherwise, but the situation isn't necessarily as dire for those survivors. They understand what needs to happen, and most of them do seem to be in full survival mode, but they haven't forgotten the traditions that they used to follow. Stories have passed the years of all that has fallen upon the realms and on the coast.
What is very unlike what everybody has seen from Zahiri, she is very sort of demonstrative, talking to the families of the people, and is offering comfort and reassurance for what their loved ones will face or have already faced. It's probably the most anybody's ever heard Zahiri talk.
Okay. Adrin, as you're shopping, you run into Vajra.
Lady Blackstaff.
It says, Adrin, I have
Need a new
some...
robe?
No, I was looking for you, actually. I have some information I'd like to share with you. Privately.
Why are you looking for me every time? Okay.
Just... trust me on that.
Oh, I trust you. I just don't like when people need to specifically search me out because it means that it's a me problem. And I have enough of those.
All right.
But for you, I'll make another.
All right, guys, real quick, we're going to take a very, very short break because I screwed up the ad order, so now things are all sorts of messed up. So we got to take one here really quick here, and I'm going to fill out some information for Adrian on the side, and then we'll be right back and kick things back off again, and then we should be back in order. So until then, guys, hang tight. All right, here we go. All right. Sorry about that, guys. As I said, I kind of messed up our ad order there, so we're good now. We'll be back on. Next break will be an hour, so we'll get that from there. But anyway, Ad just finished shopping. It's getting to be evening time. The sun's starting to go down. Sahiri and Narian, with the help of a number of the people from the town, you all are managed to get all the bodies settled. You've been settled. You've given them rights. They're, as far as you can tell, they're hopefully laid to rest properly at this point.
When you guys get back to wherever we're staying, Adrian is just doing this on the table.
Coco, you had been running across the roofs, just having the time of your life, and then about an hour later, you just kind of pop back into your existence, and you're just perched on top of the keep of the castle, looking out over Daggerford.
Ooh,
Industrious little kitty.
cool.
So many secrets.
I'm like
so many potted plants.
Right on the, right on the top.
Yep, we're in one of the top ramparts.
Oh, do the Assassin's Creed thing. Do the Assassin's Creed thing.
I don't know what that is. I'm so sorry. I've never played
Never mind.
Assassin's Creed.
Dive off into a hay bale.
Dumb.
It doesn't
Sorry?
work. It won't work
You
the way
like
you're
dive
thinking
off
this.
into a hay bale and
Yeah.
Dive off and
You
what?
just, you just trust fall off of,
The
and
hay.
hopefully there's a cart with hay in it, so you don't die, because that's what the video game says
Oh.
happens.
Yeah, it doesn't work like that.
That seems sketchy.
It
Mostly
is.
You
what
got
I
flying
have seen
boots.
of Assassin's Creed is that you think you're doing a thing, but mostly you smack into a wall a lot. It's the only
Yeah.
thing I've seen. But
That's fair. I feel the concentration for the polymorph break. Like I'm covered in like shit, blood, and bandages, and I'm like, oh. I don't hear swearing. I don't hear screaming, and then most importantly, I don't hear someone angrily yelling my name. All right, we're good.
So, Coco, you make it.
Cat Coco apparently did not get into any trouble. Is there anybody around when I manifest into existence, or
Well,
does
you,
on top
you
of
just
the
you
keep?
basically just poof back into form. But no, there's nobody up on the top of the ramparts.
It's my vacation
excellent.
home, the top rampart of the keep. Yeah.
all right? Is there a door?
No.
think
Like,
you're
is
gonna
there a
have to
way to
fly.
get back in? I know, but
Fly
I
down.
kind of want to take. I want to take the scenic route if I can.
And people be like, "How did
I
you?
can't, I'll-
Where did you?
If I can't,
what?"
I'll fly down. But
Yeah, from there,
So I
there's
can't
not
go
really.
flying.
It's more decorative than anything. It's not really an actual watchtower or anything like that. So no, there's no stairs. There's no doorway back down from it.
it's a folly.
Yes.
All right. Well, in which case I will click my boots and fly down to a level that is, built for more utilitarian purposes.
Okay. So you fly down and you see a balcony, and that leads into the upper floor of the main hall of the keep, and you're able to kind of just casually walk down from there and back out of the castle towards the inn where you all are staying.
Everyone's like, "What the
Isn't it nice being someone of renown? We can just walk into like a heavily guarded keep in a time of war and not get shot at. As a
Yeah.
rogue, that's gratifying. You're not getting arrested.
Like,
Yeah.
They're like glaring at you. and
nothing
you're like,
to,
"Eh, not
nothing to
today,
see
motherfucker.
here. Nothing to see here. Carry on.
Can't arrest
Ignore
me
the
today. I'm too important."
Ignore the brightly colored budgie walking through your halls.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
I just like to imagine that Coco has like a phrase from Adrin of like, that's literally nothing to see here, and is just mimicking Adrin.
Move along.
Nothing to see here. Everything's fine.
Oh, that's great.
These aren't
Yeah.
the words you're looking for.
I'll clean up after I'm done with the doctor. Give him a big hug. Tell him he's a good boy and I love him. And then I'll head back to the inn. after like wiping myself down a little bit.
So FYI, the name of the inn you guys are staying at is called the Lizard's Gizzard Inn. Just an FYI.
Ooh, that's fun. That's gonna be even more fun to say the drunker we get.
So, yeah, by now everybody has kind of rolled their way back into the inn.
Good. Did you
Hey,
guys
Magic
have-
Boy.
Did you guys have a good day?
Oh, it was great. I cleaned up bloody bandages and like amputated limbs and stuff. It was great. Manual labor. It's good for the soul. Actually, one time it
Gonna
was an
kill me.
arm, so it was literally manual labor. Oh, I was wondering where you were because I felt the spell break and I was like, oh.
Yuri and I dug.
I was at the
graves
keep.
for the dead.
It was cool. It was very high up.
Well, it sounds like you all did things that you found entertaining, at least. I tried to do that,
Are you okay?
and then
Ezra?
Vajra found me.
How's she doing?
Mostly pretty great. Still the black stuff and still hot and powerful, amazing, and blah, blah, blah. But also full of terrible, 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 deeply concerning information.
I mean, once you get to a certain point in status, all you have is the bad stuff. It's like being
Right.
a customer sales rep.
This is the kind of
Elaborate?
information that I cannot elaborate on.
Oh.
So, Sahiri, it has to do with you. And at least you and I are going to see Vajra tomorrow morning so that I can tell you.
Okay.
And it has to do with a certain group of people that you're not overly fond of being connected to.
But I am connected to.
More than I think you know.
Okay.
And that's not even where it ends. Oh boy. I want
So
to
is-
ask you so many questions, but I am afraid. I am genuinely afraid of one key piece of information accidentally being said out loud in a non-secured area.
Okay. Well, what has to be done has to be done. I have done a lot of talking today, so
Wait, what? And I missed it?
Why don't you do the message thing, Adrian?
Well, the particular individual from whom this information needs to be kept has effectively the power of a god right now. And
Oh.
even that isn't perfect. Despite the many layers of protection we have upon us from Sahiri specifically being protected, us being protected by innumerable important individuals and gods, this is big. Now, Sahiri, this has to do specifically with you. So I will leave it up to you if it's just you and I before we tell everyone else, or if you want to invite the whole crew along.
not knowing the information, perhaps it should start with the two of us.
Let me put it to you this way. It has to do with your upbringing and your family.
Okay. I mean, I know some. I know what I know.
Mm-hmm. All right. You and me can go see Vajra in the morning. I'm not giving her
It
a
is
bagel
not that
today
I have-
because this is a headache.
A problem with anyone else knowing?
I
like
don't
to know
think
what
so.
I am burdening people with, potentially.
Mostly the second, and also in the interest of your personal privacy. I don't think it's anything particularly salacious or untoward, but I know you're a very private person, and this is the kind of information that, should I were in your shoes, I would balk that even, well, in this particular analogy, you know. Because you're the me, and you know what? You get it.
Why would she tell you?
That's the ickiest part of all. Apparently, I am the senior-most member of the Harpers in our crew. Why are you glaring? Hold on, I need to put my glasses back on. Yeah, you're still glaring. What the fuck? I mean, it's kind of my face when she said it, but... Are you okay? Are we okay?
Fine. Not. There's nothing with you, Edrin.
I think I may have just put my foot in my mouth, and I don't know how exactly. But, for whatever part I played in why you're feeling upset, I'm sorry.
It's not you, Edrin.
I know. But it's something.
Do you
Wow,
need a
this-
hug?
I'm fine, Murray.
Okay.
I think perhaps after cleaning up and eating something, then a little time for retrospection.
Sure, I'll let her
It
know
has
that
been a difficult, rewarding but difficult day.
Well, I originally told her that we would swing by before breakfast with you tomorrow morning if you'd like to sleep on it. But if you would prefer to go this evening, I can call her up and make her day just about as chaotic as she's made mine.
And right
Are we
about
so-
that moment, you hear a knock at the door.
Who the fuck
I'll open
knows?
it. Just a sliver, just with my face. Hello?
The Lady Silverhand wishes your presence for a meal for this evening.
Well, that simplifies matters.
Okay. Thank you. Are you an escort or are you just the messenger?
Just the messenger.
Okay.
The meal will start in promptly about an hour.
Okay. Thank you. High five. No, you do good work. Goodbye.
Murray, leave the kid alone.
He's a good kid.
Yeah, but we seem terrifying to them. They're normal people still.
Yeah, I mean, if he's the herald of the Silver Hand, I kind of don't. He's probably sent messages to more important people than us. I mean, come on.
Yeah, more important. More powerful? Not many.
Elminster.
Okay, but he's a doddering old teddy bear.
There's still something up with Durnan. I don't know, man.
Do you
There's
not
just something
ask
about that man.
questions
I
that I
love
don't
him.
want you to have the answers to?
Oh, the man makes a fantastic coffee. I'll tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
Mutton chops. I tried. It didn't work. I don't have the jawline.
I'm gonna say this here and now. This information is not coming out until whoever is hearing it of us is alone with Vajra. I don't care if Lady Silverhand commands me herself.
No better than to push in business that's not mine. Yet. Oh, but Sahiri, if you want to not be found, if you feel like you need to hide, and I pull out the amulet of proof against detection, I got one of those. Back in the bag.
I'm not concerned at this point.
Aren't you
Okay,
also
I'm just saying.
wearing one of those?
Yes,
Yeah.
or at least I was. Let me double check.
I'm an observant
I
person.
am not currently wearing one, but I do have it. No, I am currently wearing it. I lied. I apparently can't look at what I have.
It got lost in the folds underneath the breastplate, and I
It's armor,
In the-
man. There's
in the
a lot
dirt
of...
right now. Like
Blech.
Siri is covered in like
yeah, maybe
dirt and
we
grime
should
and
freshen up
Yeah.
a smidge before we go to dinner.
Yeah, I'm not putting my breastplate back on for a while. And when you look at Murray, his fur is like breastplate marked. Like it's like hat head, but it's like breastplate body. Yeah, I'm gonna go take a bath.
Adrian's just gonna
Um,
walk around and boop each of them on the nose and cast Flourish, which is his version of Prestidigitation, to make them clean.
Murray's all. That'll work.
You can still take them off. I got you new shampoo last time we were in Waterdeep, so...
I'm noticing I'm kind of absorbent.
Who'da thunk?
Yeah, I think I'm turning into a mushroom, which is kind of cool. But anyway, I don't want to try any like harsh detergents or anything right now. But yeah, that works.
Who'da thunk?
Oh, and
I
also
guess we
don't
should go
forget,
to dinner.
I'm gonna put a little red and white mushroom. If shit gets too hard, I got one of those. Save special if anybody wants to go have like a spiritual journey with their god or something.
No. No. No.
Just saying. Oh, once all this is done, we're all gonna go on an adventure, man.
Mm-hmm.
Go make snowmen. Oh, none of you have made a snowman.
We
Have
made
you?
that one Mudman when we were in the Feywild.
Oh, we're gonna do so many snowmen. We're gonna make a village, and it's gonna be great.
They're gonna be fighting each other, aren't they?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, we should probably go to dinner before we
Yeah.
send the ladies to the hand.
Yeah. Oh, I was thinking about showing up as some kind of weird animal, but maybe not.
You already are.
I mean, that's fair.
I say lovingly.
So, let's see. What do you think? Staff today? Old man needs his walking stick.
Are we trying to project an air of sage wisdom and, you know?
No, I'm trying to project just because I'm not wearing armor doesn't mean you can fuck with me, and shit tends to happen around us. So I don't want to go completely unarmed.
Fair enough.
Also, I found this thing. It's kind of cool.
A magnifying glass? What is
Sure.
this thing?
I don't know. I'm not attuned to it yet.
Oh, that thing that you were messing with.
I've been holding it. It's been in my pocket all day. I just haven't really like took the time to get to know it. So we later.
All right.
So you guys pack yourselves up. You head back towards the castle.
Taking off my breastplate.
The
12.
you as you get to the entrance, you notice the same messenger waiting outside. Ah, yes, you all have arrived. Please enter in. Go straight to the hall. You'll enter into the dining hall. Seats have already been prepared for you.
Wonderful. Thank you very much.
Hey, you have a good night. I like that guy.
Good kid.
Yeah.
Try not to
Not
scare him
first.
too bad. I'll just walk in. I don't.
So you enter into the room. As you go to reach for the door, you start to open the door, and it opens up inside, towards the inside, and you see there are two servants that were waiting to open the door.
Ooh.
Was I supposed to knock?
I think that's their job.
Oh no, I'm literally asking one of them.
They don't respond. They just bow their head. You see Laryl Silverhand sitting at the far head of the table, with Vajra sitting next to her.
I walk in and make a whole show of Lady Silverhand and like do the whole bow thing and nod to Vajra and find my seat.
Formalities are not necessary. Just you see, there's 5 open seats. This is informal. Please sit, enjoy a meal.
Oh yeah.
We've never been in a group to say no to free food.
Before I sit down, I look at the guys at the door. Hey, door boys! Thank you. Appreciate you.
And you see them both look at Laurel, bow their heads, and pull the doors closed as they walk out of the actual room.
It's a good kids around here. Like that Harold? Yeah, Harold is a really nice guy.
You got his name? When?
No, Harold. H-E-R. Oh, it's
Oh.
funny. Because it's a homonym. Or synonym? Homonym.
I just got confused. I'm taking notes. Sorry.
Homonym?
Don't hurt yourself, kid.
Don't hit your-
Words are hard to say. I'm just going to start drinking.
I felt you all needed a nice hot meal, as you have dealt with a lot and not really had time to unwind.
Yeah, we still haven't even thought about lifting up stakes and moving the town back to where it was up on the spine. Got a lot to do.
And unfortunately, there's
And
more to
even when
come.
we- And even when we get a day off, and I make very slight eye contact with Vajra and then go back to Lady Silverhand, you know, things come up.
Yes. I have a feeling our visitor tomorrow is going to be providing a lot of information for you.
For me?
All of you.
Okay.
There is potentially an artifact that our mutual enemy might be after.
Let's not bob on about now.
I think he has sent some of his strongest lieutenants across the plains in search of pieces of this artifact.
Oh, great.
He believes it'll be the final piece to allow him to reach godhood.
Now, when you say strongest lieutenants, are we talking below or above the dragon on the hierarchical?
The dragon was the
In your
distraction.
estimation.
The dragon most likely was the distraction.
So way above. Got it. Good.
Yeah.
Cool. Tight. Joke.
We're getting a lot of those. The Plane of Dread was just a distraction.
Everything
The
has been just a
phylacteries.
distraction.
We're just a distraction.
It's like a game of dragon chess, and we are playing as the pawns.
On the plus
I mean,
side, these distractions, while have taken their own tolls, you have learned immense amount more skills. And your capabilities are much more stronger than they were before taking them on.
I don't argue with that.
I believe he's underestimated you in every step of the way.
That's what I've been saying.
I wouldn't
Don't
count on
evil
that.
people usually.
I wouldn't
I mean,
count on that at this point forward.
I wouldn't count on it continuing, but
Yeah,
I mean,
no.
We seem to be
Close to the end.
seem to be spiraling towards his end game, whatever that entails.
just putting it out there. I've been saying this for a month.
If he truly is Cyric,
Who? Oh, right. No problem.
and he returns to godhood, he could destroy the entire pantheon.
Yep.
And to have the mad god in charge of all of godhood in place of Io would be devastating.
Bad news bears.
Yeah. I read that. Didn't they lose?
Yeah.
There
Advent,
will
like,
be-
fully, like, feet on the table, like, just swishing a glass of wine at this point. Like, checked out.
You will most likely be heading to places you will never seen or thought of before.
Neat.
On the
That's-
very edges of some of the planes themselves.
How do we know this isn't another distraction?
We don't.
I can't guarantee it, but we'll let you talk to Bigsby tomorrow to make that a little more clear.
And Narian, rest assured that should anything happen while we are away, we have our ears to the ground collectively. And word will make its way to us. I've spent a great deal of time, a great deal of effort, and a whole bloody kingdom load of money setting that up. So it better work.
That and Vajra says, and that's exactly why I asked for your little black book.
You didn't so much ask as leverage, but sure.
In the days to come, we'll need every bit of help we can get.
Yeah.
The
I
good
know.
news is I don't think there will be any worries of time dilations that you all have experienced before. Traveling.
Oh, see, that is good news. That is a piece of
So while
I
every
didn't factor
while
that.
every day is a larger day for him to build up his armies, it's also the same for ours to get here as well.
Actually, wait. Where are the famous folk? The Mordenkainens, the the
Elminster.
thank you, the pompous old teddy bear.
Well, Mordenkainen hasn't been heard from in a number of years.
Okay. Fair enough, my bad.
Elminster is at whatever the whims of Mistra are. And sometimes whatever the whims of Elminster are.
So
But
we get to be the stick.
when the time comes, I think you will be more than ready. If all of this that's coming is as true as we all believe it is, I think this will be the linchpin to what you need to do.
When she says, this is Lady Silverhand talking.
Yes.
When she says, if all of this that's happening is what we think it is, I'm going to slightly cock an eyebrow at Vajra. Just to see what visual, like, she's not going to say anything, but, like...
No, she is. She's going to listen. I understand that the phylactery was basically a trap, which you all returned from.
Lots of people dead for it too.
Point of
But
view.
we also learned that he doesn't seem to have phylacteries with this information. Yes, Mishvala seemed to have been a distraction, but she was also a necessity to be removed
Why?
because of the extreme danger she posed to the north and the spine. She
I
was
thought you meant for not Bob to have removed.
no, for us to have removed her.
Oh, yeah, that's a given. Big dragon causing trouble, send us. Got it.
What he was hoping to gain with that with that distraction, we don't know.
It's simple. The same thing he's been hoping to gain with every distraction. Throw off the chase for as long as possible. Get close enough to his end goal that by the time we're there, there's nothing we can do. We or whomever else.
He could be testing your capabilities as well.
Oh. Bullshit. If he thinks of us as worthy of testing, he would have tried to outright kill us by now. If we registered as a threat to a lich trying to attain godhood, we would have stopped existing. We are
He's playing a
ants
game.
in his
He's
eyes.
playing a game. If he's Sirik, he's the god of lies, the god of bullshit. He's playing a game.
And do you kill every single ant that you see?
No,
No,
I
you just
don't.
let them go on about their day, and you only kill the ones that bite or sting you.
Remember, he lets you all live.
Once. You kind of gotta wonder if the guys just got regrets about that. Not
Does
yet.
the
but we're gonna
narcissist
try to give him
regret?
some. Well, it's never too late to teach an old god new tricks.
It's also possible that he thinks he can't be beaten because he does have Kellenvor.
Or that.
I'll send word to the Grove that they're to stay in the caves. Prepare to be marshaled at the word of the Silverhand. If you need, if you need Kanatakan, call. They'll be ready. Good God, I got yeah, feather in my throat, hit my tonsils. It's all good.
Stop eating pigeons.
You stop eating pigeons.
I did.
But this squab is delicious. Tiny little drumstick.
The rest of the dinner seems to go on fine. General playful banter, just conversation. Things to take the tension level down a little bit.
A wanton degree of sass towards ridiculously powerful individuals from us.
I mean, they'd probably find it just as amusing.
Yeah. They're like, we're in charge around here and you just treat us like equals? And we're like, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
As long as you're treating us that way, yeah, that's exactly what we're gonna do.
Yeah. We're cool.
We
We're
are,
hip.
as the kids say, chillin'.
Big chillin'.
Is it? Wow,
I don't know.
I'm out of touch. been 3 years in the Feywild, and everything changes.
Yeah.
It felt like 3 days for us. Ugh.
Eventually, you guys
Yeah.
finish eating, and the night winds down. You take your leave.
Actually, before we leave, Lady Silverhand, if I may be so bold as to borrow Blackstaff for a few minutes.
If that's okay with her, that's just fine for me.
Thank you. Well, I think it's about that time. I know I said tomorrow, but, you know, tit for tat. Surprise!
I mean, that's just fine. My office is already warded, so if you'll just come this way.
And I'm just gonna, like, hook my arm in Sahiri's and walk along with her.
Okay, so it's just the two of you to start, right? Okay. So you head into... you start walking down the hall, and Basra stops, and you see her make a hand gesture at the door, and you see a slight glow. And she twists open the door, closes it again once you all enter. She does the same hand signal again, and you see the shimmer return back on the door.
Boy, that's gonna be real annoying if we have to have you bring the others in here, isn't it?
It
Before
says-
we get started, give me my book back. I worked hard on that. And if we're going places where we're going, I may have some things that I need to add to it.
That's fair. I thank you for its use. I have a feeling... Well, now that I have more context than I did it before as well, perhaps we might just be able to take back the city and with relative ease.
Grumble, grumble, grumble. He says that verbally. Puts the book back in his, like, one of the bags of holding. And then turns to Sahiri.
Please,
All right.
sit. Make
I was
yourself
gonna say
comfortable.
you might want to sit down.
All right.
And you see Vajra sit down. She takes her staff, and you see her kind of sit and then twist it, and you see again another glow kind of envelop the room.
So the information that was presented to me today came because I gave Vajra access to my network of information, which I have been quietly expanding quite a bit over the last few years. Since this problem arose, I've been, you know, playfully making a fool of myself in public and quietly kind of becoming the center of the Harper Network. Not exactly the same, like, not the center, but
There
much
is a
of
high
the
cost for that.
much of the information that the network knows
Be
travels
careful and be
through
prepared
me.
to pay it.
Oh yeah, every day. Now, we're gonna have to talk about something that I know you don't like talking about. What do you know about your birth parents? I know it's not much.
It's not much. I have bits and pieces of flash and image here,
All right.
lyric there.
Well, your family name, your parents' name, and your mother's bloodline is Lion's Bane. You are of the same line as Kellamvor. Your mother was apparently afflicted with the curse of your bloodline where she would transform into a beast. And your father, in an attempt to save you from that, became a warlock and patroned himself to an archfey. Sorry, an archdevil. I'm just so used to talking about the Fae, I apologize. Now, that kept you from experiencing this lycanthropy type curse. But in
Had its own cost.
exchange, yes. Now,
But perhaps I was better served being in the shadows.
yeah. Honestly, I think the horns work for you, girl. Like, it's a good look. And it certainly makes people less likely to annoy you, other than me and Murray. Now, we don't think that Not Bob knows who you are. Or at least, Vajra doesn't think that Not Bob knows who you are.
All right. Well,
And that it's just some cosmic coincidence that he happened to orphan you twice.
perhaps he was just wrong. And what better way to upset Kellamvor than attacking a mortuary that is dedicated to him in one of the biggest cities, in the biggest city?
Yeah. And what better way for Kellamvor to have an eye on the material than to have his literal bloodline in such a place? It may be two gods working in completely separate spheres and completely separate thought processes, but it felt like important enough information to warrant this.
I appreciate that. It is a lot to take in.
Yeah. I'm really sorry to have to be the one to tell you. And also, one second. And I just mouth at Vajra. Fuck you a little. But it is important information that is known. And we have to be very careful about who knows it.
Yes, and I feel that our family should know.
I agree, but I didn't want to tell them without your permission.
They have the right to know what they're getting involved with on an extra level.
I understand, but again, it's your life, it's your story. You have chosen not to join the network, and I will not make those decisions for you. This is not my secret. This is not the Harper's secret. This is yours.
Well, honestly, would hope it's not the Harper's secret. Too often those end up less than secret. The more who know a secret, the less secret it becomes.
Yeah, you might be surprised. There's some skeletons even in these closets.
Oh, I don't doubt that. But I think that it is important that the people who are fighting closest to this battle, I think they have the right to know.
I agree, but again, it was not my right to tell people
I
without you first.
Appreciate that. Yes.
Yeah.
It makes the cause even more important to my heart, as if it was
Yes.
not already a sole focus.
Now, and I hate that this has to be the moment to bring it up, but You are the descendant of a god. Which means that should that god fall, kind of like royal lineage, it is possible that you become the next in line. It is possible that you could assume that position with some assistance, sure, but that makes you a threat.
Yes, I suppose so. I've not thought in that realm ever.
I
am
understand.
but a humble servant.
Yeah. It's a weird adjustment.
Perhaps that's why you were told first.
Badger, I take it back.
You have a unique perspective on the situation.
Somehow.
One that I can't imagine there are many that have.
Knowing Dad, there's more than a few, but knowing Dad, most of them aren't anywhere near enough for us to interact with them.
I suppose
Before
we should
before
bring.
I mean,
Yes, go ahead.
before we bring everyone up to speed, do you have any questions? Is there anything else that you'd like to know?
I know from what little I remember that my parents are at rest. Are they still at rest? Is a
Well, I know I've made this promise to you before, but I'm gonna say it again. Whatever you need to do, I will make God's damned sure it gets done.
I mean, I don't know exactly what Not Bob is doing. I know some of what to recruit people, but I don't know a god-like power to raise people.
Well,
From what I
Whether that
understand,
would
Vashra
be-
Vashra speaks up. And from what I understand, both your sets of parents should not be in danger of being turned against us in any shape.
I mean, I know what we've done with the City of the Dead to keep it as promised.
Well, that was just walls. But I can tell you that the Harpers are very extensive of what they do to prevent others from exploiting the weaknesses of their own.
yeah, especially after we got back from Chult. You ever wonder where half of our money goes?
No,
That's
I
good.
have
Continue not wondering.
what income comes from the mortuary. The income we get from other things gets added to your charitable foundation fund from me. I don't require a lot.
Uh-huh. Yep, you definitely don't have a bank account. Don't worry about it.
What would I do? I don't need.
Oh, nothing. Don't stress it. Well, you know what? I'm gonna go get the gang. Vajra, let me out before I say too much.
Vajra waves her hand.
Oh, thank God. And I scamper back to the group, and I'm like, "Hey, gang. It's secret time. Let's go." And I just stand there doing this until they go.
Yeah.
So this is
Okay.
all pointless, Adrian. All of
Huh?
it was pointless. All of this was pointless, then. All this to
All
do
of
that you
this
made
what?
of everything.
I guess so. I didn't mean to be a dick about it. I didn't mean to make a whole thing out of nothing, but when you hear the information, you might understand why it struck me a little sideways. Do you want to know or not?
Yeah. in for a penny, in for a pound. It's not going to change anything, I don't think. But is what it is.
No, it's not. But it's important that we all be on the same page.
Yeah. Catching a glimpse of Sahiri as I'm walking in, I'm gonna insight. How tore up does Sahiri look? Like, am I walking into like an execution type thing, or is this kind of a That's basically it. Like, what does Sahiri look like right now?
Here he kind of has that deadpan, like almost when she's at work. You know, that just
And
That light
the
dissociation.
gears are turning.
yeah.
Yeah. And
I just like, as I'm bringing everyone into the room, I just like set down a cup of tea next to Sahiri, and no one's quite sure where I got it. I think even Vajra at that point. Like, it doesn't match any of the other tableware in the building. It's just there.
She just
I just put that next to Sahiri and go sit on Vajra's desk again. And then I regurgitate the news. And Narian, I do apologize for the way I presented it the first time. This is not a position that I meant to be in, and it was not a position I was in with any sufficient time to do anything.
Adrian, it's not you I'm angry at.
I know.
It's our organization as a whole. Because I
So
don't
am
think you
I.
understand the 11 years of suffering and so much I missed out on.
I do
Because of-
understand that, Marion, to an extent.
I think we all do.
You are not
Perhaps.
alone in this.
I think
the details.
I think
aren't the
it's
same.
harder when kids are involved. Murray's like just peering into Narian's face. Kids are
No, I
involved. It's complicated.
And
in
part of the
Marion.
reason that I've assumed this position is to fix those problems.
You and me, Narian, we're gonna go blow off some steam after. I think we have something in common to talk about.
Oh boy.
We'll go for a walk.
Send me the bill.
No. I know a good place. It's an oak tree, just over that way.
I
Have a
look
little
at
chat.
Narian again. Send me the bill. So, cards on the table. Anybody else?
I did not mean to bring you all into this.
I did.
But I felt that you had a right to know who you were walking into this with. What I am going into our future endeavors with. The knowledge. The added layer of fear.
The added layer of tactical awareness.
We're already chosen by various gods. I don't think we have much of a say in the matter anymore.
Nope, not for lack of me trying, I'll add.
I have a say. I just
This
choose to
doesn't-
stay.
Change anything, Sahiri. It doesn't. I don't know if there's anything that could change it at this point. Even if we weren't the chosen of gods, we still have a responsibility because we have people we care about here, and he has to be stopped.
Mm-hmm.
Does anyone else have godparents we should know about?
I don't remember my real parents, so I have no idea, to be honest. And I'm
I'm
from
just
the
gonna-
Fae, so I
When that gets said, I just pivot to Vajra.
Don't look at me. I've told you everything you all should know.
Oh, I know you've told us everything that we should know about our current situation. But if anyone in this room is the most powerful caster, it's you. And if anyone could find out information about where our friend came from,
It's the head of a spy
lineage,
network.
you shut up. It's not me, it's you. You. I don't know how to do those spells. I'm not a wizard. I'm just born with this shit.
I can put some feelers in the right locations to try and find information.
Now, before I actually task you with that, also, I shouldn't be tasking you with things. Sorry about that. But, Naren, do you want to know this information? Because if it's something you want to know, it will be found. One way or the other.
it's hard because no, not hard because it's hard. It's I have people here who raised me, who helped me.
And it doesn't make
And
them
while
any
yes, I
less.
was stolen from my parents by a hag, that's probably a complicated thing that I haven't quite come to terms with yet. Because I don't remember my parents. It's not that. Yes, I would like to know. Will it help me? I don't think so. I don't think there's anything that would help me knowing that.
I don't think there needs to be a gain involved to know more about yourself. And I think that's part of the problem with this whole system. We only tell people things when it benefits them or us. And that's shitty.
But some things shouldn't be known until a certain time.
Mm-hmm. That's why they're in a book. Where is it, Vajra?
Adrian, you just glared at the black staff.
Again.
Respectfully, I think you should remember who she is.
It's a playful thing. I understand that she could smite me like a bug.
Oh, trust me, you see the look in the black staff's eyes when she's had enough.
Mm-hmm.
You know. It's kind of like that look Sahiri gives you every now and then, except Sahiri won't actually kill you. Actually, no, she'll kill you, then bring you back, then kill you again and bring you back. And
That being said, when that look crosses that face is one of the only times you will see Murray and I shut up at exactly the same moment. I know my place is below. I am merely expressing some frustration to someone who understands the bullshit that I've saddled myself with.
think about when all this is over, how
Oh,
we're all
God.
going to be great friends.
We're already great.
Kanata-Khan and the Harpers and the Black Staff and the Silver Hand and the Lords of Neverwinter, and man, we're all gonna get together. We're gonna have a picnic. It's gonna be great. Seriously, I want the Mucky Mucks and the Highest of the High for the entire Sword Coast. Actually, you know what? Our friends in Chult too. I like them.
Mhm.
We'll meet in the middle ground somewhere. Just have like a, I don't know, like a barbecue or something.
Murray, the middle ground is the ocean.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know how well a barbecue on the ocean.
Ah, we'll figure it out. By then, we'll
It's
probably
called
be
boats.
crazy strong.
All the boats burn.
Actually,
while
you
the
know what?
barbecue's cooking.
We do know.
We'll invite the Guardian Dragon Turtle. Like, come on, man! It's gonna be all hands on deck. It's gonna go Captain Legs.
Yeah, we do know a guy with a number of boats.
He's got to have a flotilla. Anyway, that's
Yes.
the logistics for later.
No, that's
Right.
the logistics for 2 months ago. He does, in fact, have a flotilla, and you wouldn't believe how expensive it was. He wants all these little bits and bobs.
Right. Anyway, it is late. If we've got no more business, I would like to get some sleep as we have a lot to do tomorrow.
Thank you for putting up with us. Thank you for trusting us for whatever reason. And I'm sorry that I'm kind of a pain.
We all deal with what we have to deal with. I wish you good night. All right. And with that, guys, we're going to take our actual normal scheduled break, as we should. And so we'll be back, and we're going to, rest up, get some more water, go to the bathroom, do all that fun stuff. So we'll be back in about 5 minutes or so. And until then, guys, hang tight. All right, welcome back, everybody. Thank you for the little time we needed to kind of step away there. So yes, secrets have just been revealed to the group, and your palaver with Vajra and the rest of the party is now ended, as everybody is heading back to the inn to rest for the night. Unless there's anything anybody wanted to do beforehand.
I'm put my arm around Narian. Hey, let's go for a walk. I know a really nice tree.
Okay.
We'll be back. I'll meet you guys at the inn. I'll be back. I just got some stuff to do. I might actually pop up to Connecticut really quick and then come back down.
Okay.
I'll send your mom all of our regards. Cool. Yeah, there's no tree. I'm just gonna start walking out of the city, and when we get
Before you walk away, I'm sure I don't need to tell any of you this, but none of what you heard leaves that room.
What?
Perfect.
Narian, did you hear anything?
Thank you. I'm sorry. I'm just anxious.
I just forgot what happened in the last hour. What?
The last hour? What
What?
was the last hour? What?
Who?
Huh?
Huh? This is early onset druid dementia. It's a drumentia. It's
so
it's
glad.
terrible, and I got another 1,000 years of this. All right, are you in your full plate armor, Narian, or are you like in your clothes?
Well, I have mithril armor, so I assume it's lighter than it's much lighter than normal plate, probably thinner too. So I probably was wearing my plate.
Okay. And shiny. Give you a tap on one of the pauldrons. Tack, tack, tack. Plenty for your thoughts, Grumpy. I'm blunt. I'm not going to beat around the bush. What's going on? Come on.
It's just hard. You don't really know. When I was a kid, when I got here to the material plane, the two men, the couple that took me in, their son and I became like siblings, and all we ever wanted was to be Harpers. From the time that we were children until young adults, we trained, learned all we could, and as soon as we were old enough, we became Harpers. We were shitty agents, but we were Harpers, and it's just hard seeing that never change, never getting anywhere after 11 years of doing the worst shit, being assigned to being assigned to Waterdeep, which is literally known as the worst assignment for a Harper to have because of how the city is.
The Zents, you got the Zentarum, you've got Xanathar, you got oh yeah, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on.
And for all the stuff I did find being a Harper, I never would have met Shay if I wasn't a Harper. Because she was in Waterdeep. The Harper too, but in Waterdeep. There's so much I missed out on, too. Because I was in the field all of the time. Most of the time.
How old are you?
I don't know, to be honest.
Hmm.
If I was a human, probably around 30.
Okay. I've been in the network for about as long as you've been alive. Seen some crazy shit. Done some
I'm sure
crazy
you have.
shit. Oh man. But nothing prepares you for what the actual sacrifice is when you try to have a life and a job. When all this is over, I'm hanging it up. I'm not harpering anymore. I'm hanging up my harp. I'll pass it on to somebody else. Maybe Oscar. He's a good kid. Set him on the path, maybe. I don't have kids. That I know of. Well, human. Or I should say humanoid. There's breeding seasons. It's a druid thing. I mean, come on. This is just crazier shit. Anyway. There was a drought. But, only go as far as you're willing to. Not a step further. If you hit a wall and it's not worth it to potentially miss out on the rest of your kids' lives, hang it up. Don't. The sunken cost fallacy is a real problem. Well, I've got 30 years in the network. You know what bothers? Well, you know what bothered me is that no matter where I went, no matter what I did, whether I was a king of a goblin tribe or adopted halfling or savior to an entire village and archdruid of Kanatakon and guardian of blah 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 blah. I was making a point. I got lost. All that to say, don't be afraid to just walk away if you need to. But I feel like your motivation right now is it's because you have a wife and kids that you need to keep going with us. Am I wrong?
They're a big part of the motivation. Yeah. But recently, there's another motivation, Murray, that I feel like you would understand as well. Maybe
Mm.
not anymore, but Sirik, the Lich, whatever the fuck he is, he's
Mhm.
going to pay. And we're going to make that happen. We're going to make
One
sure
step
that
at
he
a
can't hurt anyone else in this world. And we're going to stop him, whatever it takes.
For what it's
Whatever it
worth,
takes.
an old harper like me, proud of you. You're doing good work.
Murray, there's a rage I feel like you understand that has bubbled up after we fought the dragon. You and I know how to use rage, I think. Every ounce of it will be directed at him and anyone else who gets in our way.
Good.
No matter the cost.
Where does Adrian fall in all this? You say you're not mad at him, but he's the source.
It's
You
just
know what cut-
frustrating.
You know what cut me deep? Apparently he's the highest ranked Harper in the group. It's not about years in. While I was eating, I had this time to think about it. It's not about the years that we have in. It's not about how much blood we've shed, how much we've sacrificed. It's people are called to serve in certain ways, and to be fair, Adrian has built one of the most complicated spy networks that I think the Sword Coast has seen. At a lot of personal cost and a lot, or well, I mean, financial and others. His brother, his father. Garvin's probably having the time of his life right now. Anyway. It's, to be fair, it's Garvin. Give him a book and it's the best day he's ever had. But once I swallowed that jealous feeling of, well, it's the knee-jerk reaction, right? This is what age has given me. The ability to keep the knee where it belongs and give it a few minutes and figure, you know what? I love that boy. I trust him with my life. He deserves where he is. I can't afford to be a Harper after this. I have too many people to look after. As I do that, I'm going to plant my staff into the ground, speak the command word, grow a 60-foot tree. Cross transport via plant. Hit the tree. Coming. Just a quick there and back. Up to Kanatakan, into the caves. I'm going to obviously hug all the mams. Let them know everything is okay. Stay in the caves. Be ready to muster at the Silver Hand's request. Please. I grab a pair of footy pajamas. Tuck them under my arm. Without even saying goodbye to anybody. You need anything while you're here, Narian?
I'm alright.
All right.
Thank you.
This is the fun part about lots of super high level spell slots. Whoop! Back to my staff. Speak the command word. Take my staff back. You gonna be okay? Good.
I will. Yeah.
Good.
Especially once we find something to fight. I'll do it.
Yeah. Can't wait to see this tout guy.
As you return back to your rooms, actually, as all of you all, with the exception of Adrian, get back to your rooms, you notice sitting on your bed, new pins sitting there. They're the Harper pins, but they're made of jade and has a leaf kind of blowing across the Harper itself.
Hey, Adrian.
Adrian's already gone to bed.
Okay. Okay. Narian, good night. Anybody else? Is there anybody else up and wandering about? Or is everybody pretty much in bed? Because, like, we've been gone probably, I'd say, like an hour, maybe.
I think Coco's probably still wandering around, doing whatever Coco does. Probably something slightly sketchy.
Well, whenever you head to bed, sitting on your pillow is that pin, and the same thing for Sahiri as well.
Coco gives it a bite, make sure it's real. It's
The leaf
Coco
does
doesn't have any way
remind
of
you
identifying-
of the leaf that was on the symbol for your inn, by the way.
Coco doesn't have a way of like telling, but does it have a magical feel to it, or
No.
just decorative? Okay. Coco
I'll
shoves it
take
in her
into
pack.
My hand. Yeah, mine. Sorry. Yeah, I'll take mine in my hand and I'll go sit out. I only have to transfer 4 hours, so for 4 of the hours everyone else is asleep, I will not really keep watch, but just make sure everyone is sleeping soundly. And if I hear anything, I'll go check on them. But
Okay.
just meditate for those 4 hours.
Murray's gonna pass out by the campfire, or by the fire in the tavern hall. Like, go to his room, drop his, like, get all of his stuff, because when he wild shapes, he just sucks it all in. He doesn't want to get robbed, so he gets his breastplate, totals it, looks at the pin. Stand in front of the fire with Narian sitting there. Good night. Wild shape into a dog, curl up.
You're attaching the permapin onto your body.
Yeah.
Otherwise, in an hour, you'll be in the sleep and you just go boop.
Yeah, that'd be kind of funny. Actually, I think I can keep my wild shape for half my level, so 7 hours. Yeah, I don't want to go on.
Ah, okay.
If I have a nightmare and I turn into something weird. T-Rex. I'm not a circle of the moon. I can't wild shape into T-Rexes.
That's probably for the best.
You all sleep. And Narian, even for your 4 hours of meditation, you all find this a comforting level of sleep. There's no nightmares. There's really no dreams to speak of. It's just sleep. It's quiet for the last 4 hours of your long rest, Narian. Nobody's sneaking around. There's the inn itself is just absolutely quiet. You hear a couple of weird noises coming from Murray downstairs.
Oh, Murray snores. You know he does. As a dog. Oh, yeah.
Aside from that, it's quiet. The sun comes up, shines into some of the windows into the inn, and you all slowly start to wake up, rested, comfortable.
When Adrian walks out of his room, that same pin is not obviously displayed, but is affixed in place of the former Harper pin.
I'll pull my pin out. Yeah. Read Murray. Oh.
If you will give me a few minutes, I bought bagels from my favorite cart back in Waterdeep yesterday.
Oh man, the little guy when he
Mhm.
makes the ones with the cinnamon. Oh, those are good.
And I think there might be some bacon around as well.
That'd be cool. I like bacon. Like still on the floor. I'm just Murray now.
And, make myself
So hard to
prepared.
get out of bed.
What's everybody else doing?
Hugging my breastplate.
Well, Coco is now waiting for cinnamon bagels.
Yeah.
Yeah, Coco's pin is stuffed somewhere down the bottom of her pack. Like, keep trying. Gotta hand it to him.
I think for shits and giggles, Murray's going to use his Furbolg detect magic. He's looking at the pin. The next morning, before he puts it somewhere, he's like,
Yep, no magic.
anything. No? Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Precious but mundane.
I will partake in
Yeah.
some breakfast as well.
See, for Murray, it's more like we're among friends. We know we're safe. Oh, it's like instead of the little mint on your pillow.
No, it's like instead of being a harper. Narian's
Yeah.
right. The organization is broken. And I've been trying to do something different, and without you, all of you, I couldn't do that. It's not an invitation to be a harper. It's a sign of affection. It's a token of appreciation. And yes, it will open a number of doors for you should you need it to, but that's not the point. Enjoy your breakfast. I'll meet you all outside.
Hmm.
You brought him with us last night, Mary.
Hey, Adrian. Murray's eyeballing you up and down. Oh, as you're leaving, because you're a grumpy Gus.
What?
Do you look sad, defeated? Like, what do I get on a 13 insight? Imagine Murray just woke up. He's still wiping the snot out of his eyes. He's like, ugh.
Determined and serious,
All right.
but not
Okay.
angry or sad.
Copy.
It's a weird look for him, admittedly.
What time is our meeting today?
It's morning,
Good
so
morning.
probably have enough time for some breakfast and
Okay, well, Sahiri's gonna forego breakfast and go just have a walk through the graveyard to make sure everything is
through the
as it
makeshift
should
one.
be. Mhm.
Okay.
With
Ah.
comfort.
I go with her.
So you walk.
Sahir-
It's a decent walk to there. I mean, I said it was 500 feet from the tent, so you're going probably a quarter of the mile up to the path of the tents to reach there. The
Sahir will kinda look at Adrin. Oh, go ahead.
the graves don't look disturbed. In fact, you actually see a few new ones that have been gently created.
Sahiri will kind of look at Adrin and go, it's not a network, it's not an orphanage, but it is comfort for the living. What
What?
you do keeps people and gives people hope. What I do creates a remembrance and gives people a sense of what's come before and puts an important place on what they have now.
I know.
Even more so now.
I see that.
Death is an uncertainty right now. And it has always been my job, but even more so my job, to bring that peace, that balance back. Take away the new fears.
I'm gonna sound like, you know, every tavern bard spouting the same stories again and again, but my job is to help you. I've set up everything for whatever I decide to form this new situation into to run without me. My job
Hopefully it won't have
is
to.
to act.
The living must stay living until it's their time.
Mm-hmm. And that includes you.
What is my path is my path, and as I have always said, I do not fear death.
I'm not gonna lie to you, Sahiri, I fear your death.
Hopefully, when my time does come, I will get to move to another level of serving Kalimvor, where I become a guide between what was once living to where they need to go. So I will be gone from the material, but not gone. I will be there to greet each and every one of our group, our family, when their time comes. With a smile and open arms.
Is Sahiri wearing that pin? I didn't think she would, but
She has it. She was not sure the price that it came with. The Harper symbol is daunting to her. It is a lot. Now that she knows what it is, she will kind of, in her element, look at Adrin and take it out. And you notice that she very carefully places it under her armor. So you know that she has it and it's there. But it is honoring both that which is not supposed to be visible and that which is dear.
this symbol exists to set us apart. We are not. I am now semi-officially not a part of the Harper Network. Because I have been working to. Whatever. This
Created a bridge.
is us. This is only us. There's no price. I'm not asking you for anything. But people know who I am, and I want them to know who you are.
That is a role that is difficult to fill.
I essentially want to do what little I can to protect.
I appreciate that.
And I'm sure
do a
you've
lot.
all checked. It can't actually protect you in any physical way. But in the ways of certain less than savory dealings, it will protect you from quite a lot.
Symbols are what they are. They are important.
Hmm.
They have meaning. And sometimes they grow to have a deeper meaning than they ever intended to have.
Hmm.
They become entities unto themselves.
Oh,
But this is the work that I did while you were working on your work. Marion assisted. Sometimes that physical labor for some of us is an important piece. I do miss putting people at rest. It is sad, but it is comfort to me to make sure that people know their loved ones will be at peace. I want them to be at peace again. So whatever path this takes us, that is my goal.
Interestingly, that's kind of what I want too, in a different way. I want, at the end of this, for all of you to be able to choose what you do and not be stuck doing something that a network or a group of old folk or a god are forcing you to do.
Yeah, there's definitely a little anger and resentment to some of the things that I thought were choices, but maybe weren't as choices as much of a choice as I thought they were.
Yeah. Or a series of random events that perhaps aren't so random.
Yeah, that too. And now we go on to another meeting.
Mm-hmm. We should probably go
With
find the
more
gang.
unknown. Yes.
Thank you for taking me here.
Thank you for coming.
So you all make your way back to town. You all head back to the castle. All together now. You all return, enter into the main hall. You're again greeted by the courier, messenger. It says, you're to be seen in the dining hall is this again. I believe everybody is waiting for you now.
Oh. Good thing we already ate.
Hey, thanks, bud. You have a great day.
So this time as you step towards the doors are open. You never even got the chance to touch the door this time. Inside, you see again Vajra with Laryl sitting at the head of the table. And you see a short, did I say halfling? I think it was halfling.
Mm-hmm.
Sleek back, black hair. He's got a sparkle on his eye. He's wearing dark leathers. Laryl looks at you and says, good morning. I hope you slept well.
Yes, thank you.
Let me introduce you to Bigsby Featherfoot,
My pleasure.
a tout of Sigil.
Now, Mr. Featherfoot, you'll have to forgive me, but I'm not familiar with the term tout.
Ah, right. Tout, how would you say it's a seasoned guide.
Like a Sherpa.
Instead of climbing mountains, where I can show you around city, I can take you to the right locations, to the different planes, some of them anyways. I don't know them all, but... And some of them, yeah, we'll leave it at that.
I'll say to him in halfling, I'm sure we're in capable and very good hands.
But yes, a tout is, again, it's guide, loosely speaking. Just watch out for those folks calling you, Burks. Most people who come into Sigil for the first time think Burke means newbie, greenhorn. They're calling you an idiot.
Fair enough, I get that on a daily.
It's an insult to the newbies, the greenhorns, the fresh meat, as it were.
Oh, I get it. Everyone else is in on the joke that you're calling us idiots, but we don't know, and we just laugh along like, ha 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 ha. And, okay.
Yeah, we'll just considering this a fair warning that it's not necessarily a friendly call. Because I will tell you, every one of you will stand out like a sore thumb, regardless of how you're dressed.
That's fine.
Because you will see things you have never seen before.
Yes, you mentioned the city and something about being able to get to all of the planes. I'm apparently woefully ill-informed.
So,
which is
Sigil is
frustrating.
also called the City of Doors, and that's mostly because it's doorways to the other planes. Some are hidden, some are actually out in the outlands and along the edges of the wheel of Sigil. That is, are gates to different planes. Think of Sigil as a giant wheel on its side. Spread out below it in a larger wheel are different regions that lead to these other planes. Almost like slices of a pie. Each of them has their own little section that then ends at either the spire leading up to Sigil itself or to the gates to the planes. It's our job, of course, to protect the city, and well, it's not my job. I don't do that stuff, but it's the job of the residents of Sigil to protect the city, and then there's others whose jobs are to protect the gates, so that nothing comes in or out that's not supposed to be there.
Interesting. So, speaking of things coming in or out, and whether or not they're supposed to be there, that leads me to an interesting question, which is why are you looking for us?
Well, I wasn't looking for you specifically. I was looking for a group of adventurers who potentially would be able to come help, and you have become highly recommended.
Ah,
Highly recommended by whom?
what do you think?
Let's just say we all have our sources.
Yes, we do.
Insight. I want to know if he's not saying it because he can't, or if he's afraid to say the name. Yeah. If it's fear, or if it's respect, or if it's basically, yeah.
You can't quite tell heads or tails on that one.
He's squirrely, I like him.
And that one for a 10. Oof.
But it's not really for our benefit as much as it is for your benefit that you all are doing this.
Ah.
And I guess it kind of is both, but I think it'll benefit you all more in the long term.
Okay. So
There
it
have
sounds like
been-
you're here to escort us.
We've had some invaders into the that are trying to get into the plains. Powerful undead, it seems. I think you probably understand why that is, of course.
Powerful Undead is our calling card at this point.
Not Bob.
No. None of your lich problems are involved in this at all. So no, you're fine on that regard.
No, I mean,
Well, it's not directly, I should say. It probably is. It's probably one of his. I don't know.
interesting.
But they're obviously looking for something, and I think we might have an idea of what it is if the rumors are to be true.
Okay. I assume that's something that isn't going to be shared right this moment.
DM one says, "Not tonight," but let's just say there's a old story that was told to many kids in Sigil over the years, and it's kind of become a little bit of a legend, but it seems to have a little bit of merit behind it.
Isn't it funny how that works out?
Yeah, there's and I think you'll understand why it's kind of important as soon as I tell you the name of the object you're probably going to be looking for. Well, I guess I should say looking for the parts of and then putting back together again.
Ah. Okay, well, anything we need to know before we go on a field trip, as it were?
Well, the item you're looking for is going to be called the Rod of Ascension.
Yeah, that tracks.
And once you find all the pieces, I believe the only thing that you can do to put it back together again is in the maze of the Lady of Pain in her great forge.
A what?
Thank you, Coco.
Yeah, the Kenku speaks for the group on this matter, I think.
I think on most matters.
The Lady of Pain keeps a great forge within her labyrinth.
I think
A labyrinth?
I don't think that elaborates anything for us.
I think you're gonna need a whole lot more
It is usually
context.
it is the Lady of Pain, or the Great Lady, or she who you do not talk to directly ever or look at directly if under penalty of potential death or sent to the labyrinth by yourself.
Is she a god?
That is a debate that I do not wish to get involved in.
Sounds an awful lot like one.
But she
Close
is
enough is what I'm getting.
basically, consider her the guardian of Sigil. And
Are there
see,
portals in the labyrinth?
Sounds like it.
portals and doors and hidden walls and monsters and traps and the forge is guarded by a guardian of unknown power, and you'll have to defeat them as a test in order to be able to forge the rod back together.
Man, you're just a barrel lapse.
Par for the
But
course at this point.
you can deal with
What?
it at that point. You got to find the pieces first,
Why do
Right.
we need to forge the rod?
because the rod of
Where are the
ascension is
pieces?
used. We'll get to that in time. We don't know exactly, but we have an old story which may give us the information. But the Rod of Ascension is told that it can steal the life force from a god and transfer it to yourself.
Oh,
To yourself, to the wielder.
Correct.
And this was created. Why?
Why would we forge an object that our enemy is looking for?
Because if you don't do it, they're going to do it.
But if we can get the pieces first, how?
Couldn't we just destroy the
Bipedal
pieces
locomotion.
to-
mm.
I think the goal is to get the pieces, forge it, and give Kellenvor back his power.
Uh-huh. His.
So without
Oh, right.
So
since he is currently separated from his power.
So we
So
grab
we have
this,
to
use it
get
on
the-
the Lich.
No, we let
But if
Kellenvor
Kellenvor's not,
use it on the list.
how do we? We'll get there, I guess. I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's lots of ifs and buts that come up last second, so we'll just roll with it. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's totally fine. It's gonna be
Now.
great.
We haven't planned for most of this. Why start now?
Name is Garvin.
You and me both, girl. Oh, that's my brother, for context for you, since we're sharing.
right. Anyway, I can lead you to the door back to Sigil. It'll take us a little bit of time to get there, and hop, skip, and a jump. We'll be there in no time, but I can regale you of some of the information on our way.
Well, good.
And this Lady of Pain, you said that we should not speak to or look at her.
You should be fine. She doesn't necessarily appear directly as very often, but you'll know when she does, and behave yourself.
Deference. Got it.
What's crime like?
None, unless petty pickpocketing, in which case you don't want to get yourself caught, because it doesn't end well.
Okay. Hey, when we're about to walk into what's his place there, give me some of your valuables you don't want to lose. I'll wild shape into a mouse and hide in someone's pocket.
Pickpockets can be very helpful, Murray.
But
Catching one live is much more valuable than you might think.
even if you cannot see the lady, she has tendency to watch. So-
one of those.
There's crime is not high. Now you can be cheated, and some vendors will try to take advantage of you. You may get in a fist fight or two in some of the taverns if you're not careful, but nothing that's going to cause harm. But murder and theft and dismemberment, you don't see that too very often.
Wanton property destruction.
And keep that to a low too, because if you do anything to destroy the city, she's going to immediately know about it, and she'll either kill you where you stand, or again, she'll send you somewhere randomly into her labyrinth with no armor and no items.
Oh, okay. So everybody's on their best behavior.
What does that even look like for us?
I guess we'll find out.
Hmm.
Well, best behavior so far, right? Because there's levels to it,
Well, that's a good way to put it.
Adrian, you know how you would act? Well, I'm assuming this for you. If you got in
His
trouble
foot
with-
is on the table.
If you got in trouble with your mom
Oh,
growing
got it.
up,
Foot off table
maybe
immediately.
act like you would when you don't want to get in trouble with your mother.
Oh no!
And
I
if your
understand.
mother could teleport you
Definitely.
naked into the woods.
She can.
Oh yeah, no, that's true. That never even occurred.
Where do you think Darwin learnt it?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Sadistic.
Oh man.
But yes, I understand. The word is deference. Don't use it much, but yeah. Well, I guess off we pop. Do you want a bagel sandwich? Sahiri didn't seem hungry.
Ooh, you want to eat that? It is so good.
Don't mind if I do. And he literally just watch him just. If you've ever seen almost like a chipmunk just devour something, he does it, but he doesn't pack it into his sides of his mouth. He just literally just like spins
just
it
gone.
around, and it's just gone.
That's an interesting way to eat that.
You're not
Huh.
a quickling, are you?
No, but in my line of work,
Okay.
you have to move quickly, or be able to move quickly, because you never know where you're going to end up.
Wait, what's a quickly?
All right, Faye. Little
Little-
guy's very quick.
Got
Little
it.
fey creatures that move very, very fast. Yeah, don't mess with them.
Yeah, they're tricksy. They'll rob you and you won't even feel it. You'll feel the breeze. That's about it.
So,
Okay.
all right. So we finishes that. You guys go back to your rooms and
Off we pop.
pop up anything you need, and
I think we left the inn checking out. you
that's
know?
probably true.
Like,
Yeah.
You
I'm
knew
pretty
you were
sure
gonna.
we have everything. We showed up to
hey.
this meeting ready to leave.
Hey, Adrian, how valuable do you think scrying would be in general?
I mean, in general, probably very much.
All right,
question.
I'll keep an eye out. I'll keep an eye out for a crystal ball.
I mean, the question then becomes merely a matter of how much do we need to power it up to accomplish whatever we're trying to do, depending on the moment.
This little voice in the back of my head is telling me about 1,000 gold should
Guys.
probably cover what I need.
How many
Yes, Mary.
diamonds do we have?
At
We got one or
last
two each, right?
count, I believe 9-ish.
9.
I don't know.
Inventory
Sahiri
diamond.
has
Enough.
most of them.
See, I have a diamond. I think all of us have one,
Um,
and Adrian has a few more. I think.
not anymore.
Oh, okay. I mean, we could. I'm sorry, my tout friend, is the halfling still with us?
Yeah, he's waiting outside.
Oh, okay. Oh, waiting outside. Oh, okay. Never mind. I'll save that for later. All right. I mean, look, let's not waste too much time on it. There, it's not that big of a deal.
I mean,
Oh,
it's
it's just-
a giant city in which they have multiple planes of existence coexisting, the likelihood of us finding a diamond seems much higher than Daggerford.
They could be cheaper too.
They could be. And even if they're
I
not,
mean,
who cares? What are we
yeah,
gonna do
you
with
just got to make sure to buy from someone who doesn't feel a little too off, you know, because you remember what he said. You know, they'll
Yeah,
try
yeah,
to take. I mean,
people
everybody
probably
tries to take advantage of you. I mean, come on, that's capitalism, right? It's just, oh, I got to make all the money. 3 gold a banana, you know, it's a rare banana and it tastes like crap.
The only people who don't try to cheat me are people who have tried to do it before. It's fine.
That's fair.
That's how business is done.
Interesting concept to make contacts on different planes.
Uh-huh.
Interesting. This is
Uh-huh.
future. This is future building I'm doing in my head. It's just very interesting.
Okay. So
Welcome to the next page.
you guys are all prepping and ready to go. But again, I said we were going to probably end a little early tonight. I think we're going to end up right here. As the party is
Yeah.
getting ready to travel to Sigil, a city which they have no idea what they're getting into.
No, it's great.
But we've learned a lot of what's going on. You guys have an idea somewhat of what's coming forward as things are starting to progress to whatever Syric's endgame is. So I hope you guys enjoyed. As always, I thank you guys for watching. And I'll be back tomorrow for should be for some more Baldur's Gate 3 tomorrow. I said I think I have the week already lined up for what we're doing. So Thursday will either be Helldivers or Lethal Company. If the Lethal Company update comes out, we'll see. And Saturday will be Outlast Trials. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys tomorrow night. So until then, have a good one.
Take off.